Hey, Mike.
What's up, man?
How'd you do this?
Well, I emailed Boogie and he replied, and then we did a Zoom call, and we were shooting like 2, 3 weeks after that. So,
And did you have a budget, or are you doing this solo by yourself? Like, what's the process?
yeah, so I own like a video production company in Ohio, and I've been shooting like documentaries for like corporations, like training videos and kind of all the corporate videos. And I've done some other YouTube shows, kind of like behind the scenes. I would do the kind of the business side of it. But yeah, I was just bored. I wanted to do something for fun. I was scrolling YouTube and saw that Sunny V2 video.
Right.
It was like, Boogie's claps or whatever. I'm like, all right, should I make stuff like this? But I'm like, not really. So I was just like, hey, if I took all my cameras and my crew and we kind of did like the live action cinematic follow up to that, could that play on YouTube? And that started.
So wait, it was you and how many people were out there?
I had one shooter with me, and then I edited it, I produced it, and we had some assistant editing. So it was a team of three.
Wow. And so you and your camera guy, you guys went out and lived with him for 9 months, right?
I mean, it wasn't 9 months straight, but we filmed
Ah,
quite a few times. I couldn't have made it 9 months straight. Uh,
that is a
it
long
just
time, yeah.
wouldn't have worked. Wouldn't have worked. But yeah,
Oh, do you know Jimmy Lee?
I do know Jimmy Lee. He keeps calling me. I get a
You
And,
don't say.
dude,
yeah.
how
You
does
don't
he have
say.
time? This man has so much damn time.
We
Wait,
got them texts. There's texts,
let me
and
read. Let me
he
read. Let me read.
holy shit. Well, first off, how Jimmy Lee spells please is PL call.
Yep. Yep. Uh
Important
huh.
call with a bunch of L's. Important. Call me. Period. Important. So I guess I got to call him back. It's important.
No, you
Uh,
don't.
You want to call him right
I
now?
know. No, no, no. I'm not going to call him now. Basically, what happened was I filmed a documentary with him too. But the problem is, and I talked to him last week, he kind of went behind my back and made a whole different documentary.
Oh
Uh,
no, he did.
so yeah, so I mean, I love Jimmy. It was I would have made a great film, I think, but we were taking too long on the edit because I had to get it. It just takes a time. I think he was
Oh,
very anxious,
wait. So you had
very
spent
anxious.
significant time with Jimmy creating a similar styled documentary as Boogie's?
Yeah, maybe wasn't as involved, but we shot for 4 days. I love Jimmy. He's probably going to call me after this.
During this.
I
He
and
owns
we
you
talked.
now.
I talked after because he put out this documentary, which it was good. I think
Hold on,
that the
bring
kid
Jimmy
did
on. I
a
have to
good
ask
job.
him. I feel like he really fucked up. He didn't tell you he was working on a documentary concurrently because that's a little.
Until I saw the trailer, I think he just wanted to move quicker than I was able to move. He is a very hard worker, and unfortunately, I don't know what I'm going to do with all the footage now
Can
because
I?
he literally remade the exact scenes. They went to the same
Oh
places and interviewed.
God.
It was, it just wasn't. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? This is a replica of.
I was gonna say that I I don't know because like first of all, the one that went out was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I am curious about because I feel like your product is more polished, more professional. No disrespect to the other guy, but I would watch it still.
Yeah, I would check out. I watched it and I'm like, hey, this is good, but it's basic. It was basically pre-made, but fast. I couldn't have probably got it out as quickly because we shot in like July and or June, and I probably would have. It would have taken me a year because the level of editing and if you have other projects, it just takes time, especially
Yeah,
if
of
I'm going to edit.
course. Yeah,
So.
documentaries are difficult and long and
But I love
hard.
Jimmy. Jimmy, when you call me, you're a great guy. People love you. Uh, but unfortunately, I don't know what we're going to do with this documentary.
Oh
But
no.
we don't know.
So you must have lost a lot of money on that. just sunk time and money into that?
It's mostly time. I mean, I have some other businesses, and it pays for the travel and
Oh, okay.
other things.
That's good.
But I'm just doing this for fun. I mean, obviously, if it gets views, that's cool. But I just started doing this because I want to do some stuff for fun.
How are you feeling? I mean, it's really taking off. 1.5 million views. I mean, that's pretty tremendous for your first.
Yeah, I mean,
video.
It's just probably the most fun week of my life, honestly. I mean, I was thinking maybe pull a few hundred K. I know he was going to promote it, and I thought maybe 250, 300,000 would be cool, and then do another one and try to grow. But after Penguins dropped his video, it was like, you know.
That did a lot of movement for you.
Yeah.
There was
Jimmy.
one. Oh yeah, Jim. I had to bring Jimmy on. Sorry, Mike. I just have questions.
I have to call him back. I have to call him back.
Yeah. So I mean, you can do this. Basically, this serves two purposes. This is you calling him back.
Let's knock it out.
He'll still call him later.
Oh, I have a question actually, Mike. Because the doc. Hold on one sec there, Jimbo.
Okay.
Jimmy.
Jersey Outlaw. I'm having dinner.
Fuck, Jimmy? How the fuck do you get in a hold of every damn person in my life? And I just met this guy. I didn't even know this guy. What the fuck, dude?
Well, he's a son's a bitch because he did the documentary and he didn't put it up.
Mike,
and then Alex did
Jimmy,
after him.
Jimmy. So I shot this, and this dude's calling me like the week later. When can we get it out? Can we I mean, I'm like, I need time, and you know.
Dude, you shot it like 4 months ago, and you didn't do nothing. Come on, Mike.
Jimmy.
I shot.
Dude, come on.
Hold on.
These things take time, Jimmy.
Jimmy, hold on. You really fucked him over. You know that, right?
Mike Clum was supposed to be my buddy, but he didn't. He just didn't. He didn't get the documentary out. Then the other guy came in, and he did it like right away. I'm not mad at you, Mike. But we had a. You know.
I know. I understand. Listen, I have no hard feelings. If I lived in the area, I would go with
still.
Hold on, one at a time. Mike, go ahead. Go ahead, Mike.
Jimmy, I have no hard feelings. You did what you did. I think we're gonna hold on to the footage. The more famous you get, we'll drop this documentary in like 3-4 years. Who knows what's gonna change in your life?
I don't know if he'll be alive then.
Mike, listen. Why don't you just drop it now? What are we waiting for?
Well, Jimmy, unfortunately, you replicated all the interviews and the whole story arc that we shot with this other. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad. It happens. Some of you do a project, you got to turn it off. But
Mike, you can do a different angle. Do a different angle.
Yeah.
What kind of angle did you have in mind for him, Jimmy?
Well, if he watches the whole documentary that Alex did, he can just use his footage and do a different angle. He has different stuff. Like he didn't do my brother. He did a lot more.
Jimmy, unfortunately, that's not how it works. That's not.
We were at the White. No, hold on. We were at the White House sub shop. You interviewed cousin Freddie. Alex never interviewed cousin Fred. You have a lot of different stuff, Mike. You really do.
Hold on, Mike. Jimmy has suggested that you use the footage from the other documentary. Is that something that you can do?
Typically speaking, best practices for documentaries is to not take from another documentary. That's generally speaking.
Jimmy, do you understand that?
Say it again.
Do you understand that it wouldn't really be ethical for him to steal the other guy's footage and just pawn it off as his own?
No, I don't want him. I don't want him to take anything what the other filmmaker did. I wanted him to use his own footage because he has a lot of different people that Alex didn't do, and he could create his own story on me.
What do you mean by your own story? I need.
Well, there's different people being interviewed, and we did different locations. We were in Il Molino. We were at the White House sub shop.
Mike, your response.
Jimmy, unfortunately,
I think Olivia will agree with me on this.
Olivia, your
Maybe
response.
she
Jim,
will.
I don't know if you want my opinion on this.
She was crying at your documentary, but I think she's retracting those tears now, Jimmy.
No, the tears were real and
Tears
they
can't be
exist.
retracted.
I don't know, Jim, if I'm being honest, I think that you should have let him know that you were doing another documentary.
It's okay. Listen. It's okay, Jimmy. I love you. You're a great dentist. You're a great entertainer. And you're going to get
So hold
you're gonna
it,
keep
hold
getting
it.
more famous. You're going to keep getting
Hold
more
it.
famous.
In
And
my-
we're going
in
to drop
my
this
defense-
way down the road.
In my defense, Olivia, I reached out to Mike several times, and
He
I
definitely
asked him
did.
to do it.
Many.
Several hundred.
I believe that.
And he said, "You know what that's like," and he didn't do anything. And then this guy came along, Alex, and he wanted to do it right away. So I did it with someone who was
Jimmy.
going to do the documentary.
Jimmy, you have to reckon though with this uncomfortable truth that you really did fuck over Mike.
No, I really did it
Because he
because I reached
Jimmy, we
out
had
to
a
him
fun
several
listen.
times, and he didn't do anything.
Hold on. Jimmy, he came to you. He said he invested a significant amount of time documenting it. It's unrealistic for you to expect him, a serious documentarian, by the way. I don't know if you watched the one on Boogie. It's really, really good. It has 1.5 million views. How much does your documentary have, by the way?
You have 1.5 million views, Mike.
Yeah.
Well, then you have to do my documentary, Mike. It's a no-brainer.
Waited.
Mike, it's a no-brainer.
Oh my
I don't
Mine
know.
only has 30,000.
30,000.
Wow. Huh, it sounds like maybe you,
so do you see what I'm saying though? Like
up, Jimmy.
you snubbed him, and you should have at least told him, Jimmy, that you are working with another documentarian.
Okay, well, maybe I owe you an apology. Maybe you're right, Ethan.
And
On a serious note.
and does that apology have anything to do with how you learned how many views that his documentary got?
Say that again.
Does the apology you just gave him have anything to do with your discovery of the amount of views his Boogie documentary got?
Well, I didn't know anything about it till you told me, but I had reached out to Mike even earlier today before I even knew you were even going on to call me because my documentary's out and I wanted to ask Mike if he wanted to do mine. So this just came to me just now. So no, the answer is I
very polite of you to
apologize
do that.
because maybe I should have I should have told you,
Go,
Mike.
Jimmy, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
Jimmy, it's very polite of you to call me to ask me if I wanted to complete the documentary. However, given the fact that the other documentary replicated all the scenes we shot, unfortunately, I don't think there's enough original content to make this engaging. So I do think we have
That
to.
seems fair.
Well,
That seems fair.
let me ask you this: did you shoot with Mott's boss?
There were certain things that
Okay,
were
just
not
curious,
included.
just
I
curious.
wasn't. Yeah.
Jimmy, by the
I
way,
don't think Ethan he met Mozzarella Boss.
I
so
didn't.
well maybe well
Oh my God.
cut to Jimmy's camera. I would say that Mike might have an interesting vertical with Mott's boss, but that was actually already done by the other guy.
Right.
All right. Well, Jimmy, unfortunately, I hate to tell you, but I really think you missed your moment here. And I got to tell you another thing. I think you're really blowing it with the Bobby Lee thing. And I'm trying my best, man, but it's just you're making it very difficult for me to turn you into a star.
Now, I wanted to apologize because I had given Zach dates and I couldn't come out, but I'm trying to come out. I'm trying to come out the first week of December.
Mike, you know about this story?
I'm not familiar. Yeah.
So Bobby
going
Lee
on?
is a friend of mine. I texted him and I said, please do me a personal favor and have Jimmy Lee on your podcast. He says, okay, I will do that for you.
Yeah.
Jimmy Lee now, as we're trying to schedule it, has told us that
Where's the quietest place?
it's not worth coming out here just for Bobby's show because he's not big enough.
Oh, Bobby Lee's not big enough.
Not
Well,
for
listen,
Jimmy.
when you're the Jersey Outlaw, he's got a lot going on. He's running multiple dental practices. He's a
That's
class
true.
comedian.
Good
He's got to
point.
be selective on who he books with, and Bobby Lee, frankly, just may not be at that repertoire.
He's on. Let's be real. Bobby Lee is not what he used to be in terms of, you know. Actually, that's not true. I feel like Bobby's more famous now or more kind of cool than he's ever been, even despite being like 60.
Jimmy, I would highly recommend going on the Bobby Lee show. That's probably good.
I will go on. Can you get me on Ethan the beginning of December?
This is what you can't fucking comprehend for some reason.
Let me lay it out for you, Jimmy. They had certain dates that were available. You offered some dates. They went back. It's just not working out. I told them.
Okay,
I
that's
apologized
fine.
to them. I said, you know what? Maybe let's just try again after the
No
new
problem.
year. And yeah.
Okay.
It's more. It's more of a when they're available type of thing.
And can you?
I understand.
Can you please comprehend this? That this is how it is. I know you've been reading comments to get you on Bobby, but the time does not work.
The opportunity.
I
has
get it.
passed.
It's not going to happen. I got you, Zach.
All right. Very
All right.
Cool.
Cool.
So, well, listen. I hope I'm gonna keep talking to Mike. I'm gonna say goodbye to you, Jimmy. I hope you
But
guys.
before you say goodbye to me, could you put a good word into Mike to maybe do the documentary maybe in the future?
Sure, Jimmy.
Maybe Zach could talk to him.
Yeah, I'll do it. Mike,
What do you think, Big Mike?
what do you think, Big Mike?
A free sub at the White House sub shop, Mike. Mike,
Really?
if
A
you
free
do it.
sub?
It's the White House.
2 subs on the house.
Oh, I'm in. Jimmy, I'm in.
Well, let's go. Come on, buddy.
A free mozzarella lesson.
All right, listen, Jimmy.
Please.
Jimmy, I'll call you. Listen, you have an amazing career ahead of you.
I
And
do.
It's just
That was
the
nice
first
of you.
chapter.
Yeah,
so-
Well, I love you. I love you, Mike. I hope you're not mad at me.
I love you too, Jimmy. I had fun filming, and those will always be great memories.
All right.
buddy. I love you guys.
All right, Jimmy.
Thanks,
Love you,
Jimmy.
Jimmy.
Thanks.
Where
Bimbo.
are you, Jimmy?
By the way, guys, thanks for all the love on Monday.
Where are you?
I'm in a restaurant called Addo Lamberti's, but I had to go in the back. It's too noisy.
Wait,
So I'm
where
in
are
the
you?
back.
Where did you say?
I'm at an Italian restaurant, Cherry Hill, having dinner called Addo
Dude,
Lamberti's.
I love that. Like, I feel like you're in a restaurant like 80% of your day.
It's really good here.
Yeah, I see. All right,
got the
Jimmy.
better
We'll talk soon, I'm sure.
Peace and love, guys. Love you.
All right, peace and love, Jimmy.
Love you.
Bye, Jimmy.
All right. Leave it off the screen for a second here.
Bring
Okay, thank
keep
you.
Mike
Bye,
on the
kids.
call.
All right. Bye-bye.
What the hell, man? I cannot believe that Jimmy somehow is ingrained himself. So, like, how does he do it?
I don't know. And Mike, you're a saint for the grace that you handled that with. I don't think I could have been that nice.
Oh, Jimmy's great.
Okay.
Jimmy's great. You just have to know how to set your boundaries. You got to hit the "Can I call you later?" and just let the 15
Zach
texts come
needs
in
to
right
learn.
after that.
Yeah.
But Mike, here's the fucked up
Yeah.
thing. You're gonna get 5 more calls from him, probably about 15 minutes.
You
Yep,
just
and we have mute. We
Yeah.
have mute. We have mute the text.
Yes.
So that's what we do,
you just
and we move on.
Sure
we
do,
keep
Mike.
it moving.
the thing is
Only
like
push
when
more.
dealing with Jimmy, Zach, I agree with Mike. Mute the text, mute the calls, and then when you want to talk to him, you reach out.
Yep.
Because Jimmy would be on the phone with you 24/7 if you'd let him.
Yeah.
I knew something was up when I called him to give him an update on the project, and he didn't pick up because I was like, "Hey,
Oh.
I'm finishing up this boogie," and I'm like, and then I texted him, and I got left unread. I'm like, something fishy going on. Jimmy Lee is not calling me and answering my text.
I mean, either that or he died.
and I saw the poster, and so. But
That's
I
a
would
sh- you know-
everyone go check out. Check out the Jimmy Lee documentary. Alex did a great job, and it was well told for it.
What a guy.
Well, as you said, as his fame grows, the demand for this documentary will only increase. So let's get back to Boogie, though. If you have a minute, feel free to sign off if you have something.
It's fun.
I just wanted to watch a few more clips, so I'm going to continue to do that, and then I want to ask you some questions about the time you spent with him. I wanted to ask you something. The documentary doesn't exactly paint him in a good light. Were you concerned about how he was going to react to the film, especially considering he was probably the main promoter of it at the beginning?
Yeah, for me, when I first hit him up, from the first call, I was clear, like, hey, if we're gonna make this, it's going to be in the theme of all of these other videos that are assessing you. The Sunny V2, the Christopher Tom type, kind of takedowns. Not in a sense that he's not gonna have a shot to tell his story, but the whole point of it was to try to tell an accurate thing. I have spent my whole sort of corporate life marketing brands and things. So I was not interested in helping him do any PR.
Well, that certainly wouldn't have been interesting at all.
Yeah. So and we were I basically told him as we're shooting, and then as I'm in the edit, hey, this is kind of what's making the edit. This is the sort of the different chapters. This is what we go into. So by the time he watched the final thing, he was pretty well in the loop of what.
That's smart. You set his expectations in the right place from the beginning. All right, let me watch through some of these clips here. Let's see. This was my favorite moment, and I'm sure a lot of people agree. Boogie, at a certain point, under your suggestion, realizes that he needs to get a job, and he goes to a career counselor, or was it a recruiter?
Recruiter, yeah.
So with the prospects of being hired, and this scene is really, I think, tremendous.
Nice to meet you. My name is Dawn.
I set Boogie up with a
or
professional
Steve.
staffing
Okay,
agency.
what do you prefer to be called?
Honestly, probably Steve. Let's go with Steve.
Okay, Steve. No problem. Whatever you prefer. And so you are here today because you are seeking employment.
Yeah,
You're seeking out new work opportunities.
absolutely.
Tell me a little bit about your background and where you think you want to go with the experience that you already have.
I did work at a small gaming store back in 2006, 2007. I am disabled, recognized by the state of Arkansas, but also the United States government. There's that. Now, the downside to that is I am extremely depressed. So there's some mental health issues that we bring to the table. And then physically, I am morbidly obese. I have no references, no work history, and no education. And when you Google my name,
Whatever you prefer.
you might see rumors that I beat my ex-wife and I'm also a pedophile. Should mention I'm also a felon.
Okay.
So, what was your reaction as you saw that unfolding? Did you think he pitched himself good?
Oh, fabulously. I mean, how could you not hire him after that? But no, really, I think, whenever Boogie just doesn't want to get a job, let's be clear.
That's kind of, yeah.
It's obvious. And when you bring it up to him, even on a one-on-one basis, privately, these are concepts as he does fixate on. Is there workarounds to the felony, to the obviously mental health or obesity or whatever? Yes, but he is so fixated on them, and unfortunately, I don't think he'll ever get a job. That sense.
I mean, certainly not interviewing like that, but like you said, I think. Yeah. But I mean, to just come out and be like, yeah. So if you search my name, I may have been accused of beating my ex-wife and being a pedophile. Like, holy fuck, dude.
Yeah, and I think I had called this random staffing company and I'm like, hey, I'm filming this documentary with this YouTuber in town. So they had no idea who this guy was. They didn't really know what we're filming. So they're kind of taking it very seriously. Like this is going to be like this serious interview and it's going to help make their company look good because they're going to help them get a job. And obviously, she's just kind of what's going on. So it was really, the most awkward part was it was almost kind of a prank on her unintentionally.
Right.
You start filming and you're like, oh, he's trolling. He's trolling this.
So
But
you think
at the
that
same time-
you think that monologue of Boogie's was, how much of it was just sincere, like, here, I'm just a mess, and or like, I'm just gonna make a scene so that I never get a fucking job, or maybe it's entertaining for the documentary?
I think it was a combination of both. I mean,
Right.
if you talk to him outside of filming or whatever about getting a job, he will say the same things, maybe not with the same punchiness and delivery. But and to some extent he has some points. Like, it's definitely would be hard for him to get a job, but because he's so fixated on how hard it would be, it's pretty much going to make it even harder.
But props to her. She was really professional throughout. She didn't even bat an eye. The next thing I wanted to ask you about was the part with his girlfriend, who she's 20 years old and Boogie is 49. Although I have to say that she looks extremely young. I think she looks even younger than 20. Was filming this part uncomfortable for you? So much so, in fact, there's a shot. It appears that you're in the room with them as they're having some kind of intimate exchange.
Yeah. It was so the first sort of half of the film, the guy's single, and there's actually a deleted scenes where I got him a trainer, I got him a dietitian, we did a makeover, I tried to get him a girlfriend, and so there was these, in the deep Boogie sphere, there was conspiracies that this was the orchestrated girlfriend I got him. But it wasn't. So then he actually started dating this girl in real life. And then I'm like, okay, well, obviously we have to put this in the doc. So we came back out and started filming. And yeah, it wasn't that uncomfortable for me. I mean, I think, it's part of life. And it's, I think, sort of was entertaining, if nothing else. And it captured a piece of reality that they partake in. So,
well, as Taylor Swift said, love will find you when you least expect it.
That's true. She's the only one that has ever said that.
And are you a Swiftie?
No, I am not.
Okay. Don't ever admit that
Honestly,
online. You want me to button that out? You retake that.
Yes, please. I love
huge,
Taylor
yeah,
Swift.
huge fan. Huge fan. We love Taylor. She's iconic. Okay, so here's this part with his girlfriend.
So this is Desi. Or you can call her Desiree.
Yep, Desiree.
And we've been dating
That
now
just makes me
for
so uncomfortable.
months.
A couple months, yeah.
And they're still together, right? Which kind of surprised me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
Yeah, they're still together.
Yeah.
I think some of the documentary sort of hype has maybe thrown a little some rockiness. There's the whole drama sphere of if she's this paid person or whatever, and it maybe has caused some strife in their relationship.
Well, we
but
know one
they are
thing for
still
sure. He
together.
doesn't have money to pay her.
That's true. He does not have a lot of money. Yeah, that's true.
I don't know what it was. It was, I guess it's his energy, his curly hair, his glasses. I must be into nerds. I don't know. He's just adorable to me. I like him. He was going through a lot, and I randomly hit him up on Instagram, and I told him that I support him and that I'm always here for him and stuff. And so it started from there.
On paper, it just doesn't really add up, right? It doesn't make sense on paper, but then practice and in reality, there was just something there.
So it was pretty crazy, but I just felt it. I felt an energy connection to him before I even met him, and I don't know. That's just.
So she's
good.
living
And
with
then
him full time, right?
Yeah, they lived together. I think they moved in after maybe only a month or so of talking. They met on Instagram, and they Snapchatted, and then she moved
Snapchat.
in.
And does she have like I guess I won't probe too deep into her. You know what I mean? She's a sweet young person, it seems like, and you know.
The
But
longer
the
we
sex scenes
spent
really
talking,
took me by surprise.
I don't know, at different stages he
You
is
just
getting.
fast
May or
forward
may
a bit.
not sit around family
I'm trying to
feud.
find the sex scene. It's up here, right? Yeah, I mean,
What?
yeah.
Let me message you something.
Okay. It's not really a sex scene.
It's more of a bathtub makeout scene.
Let me ask you this: is the documentary green or yellow?
For me,
Yeah.
it's not limited ads.
Oh shit! I better not show it then. Yeah, I better not show it. Fuck. All right. Well, it shows them basically getting it on in the tub. And were you there filming it?
Oh yeah, I was there. I was filming basically everything,
And so-
that was really a culmination. If you in the beginning of the film, then this was before this girl was even part of the situation. You know, he's talking about he's had these intimate experiences in the bathtub, and these were some of the best moments of his life. That's kind of this story that we introduced very early in the beginning.
True.
And when that opportunity came, I'm like, hey, if this is something you're doing, this is an activity you're sharing in, and this is how you express yourself with your significant other, as long as it's not pornographic, can we, film this? And he agreed.
It was genuinely like a great shot, as uncomfortable as it made me, to like the story. How far did they take it with you in there, Mike? Did you have to excuse yourself at some point, or did you ride the coaster?
I wrote there was no sexual penetration, or I don't believe any sexual stimulation going on. There certainly was making out and laying on the chest.
Okay.
I can't say for certain what they were doing under the water. I just don't think there was any type of sexual activity.
Okay,
going
so
on.
you weren't feeling.
Mostly kiss.
Yeah. So I guess I want to ask you broadly. Oh no, specifically at the end. Maybe I'll show it. I'll cue you up because this is a great moment. When he. Let's see.
Showed up.
Here.
You genuinely believe that I could make the comeback?
I did when I showed up, but I'm slowly realizing that you're absolutely fucked.
Okay, all right, so.
And so this seems to be a genuine observation of yours. Is that accurate to your experience with him?
Yeah, I mean, in a certain way, he is fucked. But I do think, from in a variety of ways. But I think at times he really does have a positive outlook, and he bounces between a very, very dire outlook and a rational, positive, optimistic outlook. And he struggles a lot with anxiety. Mm-hmm. And I think the anxiety causes him to hyperfixate on negative feedback or negativity, and then he'll bounce into a positive mindset. So I was maybe playing it up a bit in that clip, just to kind of poke fun at the situation. But I do think he has a future. I mean, he ultimately, whether his brand is loved or hated, he is a forever brand on YouTube.
Definitely, yeah.
At the very least, everyone will think every 3 to 6 months, what's Boogie doing? And they'll go search his thing, and he'll always pull 5, 10, 15,000 views, even if that forever, I think.
That's true. Yeah, I agree. What was your take on the whole boxing thing? I mean, that was cool that was included too. There was so much happening in the documentary.
Yeah, that was one of the things we didn't hit too much on, but it was such a big event in his life that I had to put something in. It's tough when you're doing a film like this. Like, it's such a long process, and when these quick events kind of pop up, it's like, well, even if I go film it, will this be still that relevant?
Right.
4 months, 8 months down the road when I actually get this edit truly done. So I think I tried to focus on stuff that was more evergreen and more relatable beyond kind of a 1 month hype cycle.
Do you have any plans to take this to like a film festival outside the YouTube sphere or anything like that?
Maybe. I'm just having it's just so much fun to be able to put it out and just see people's feedback. Like, if this was just on Hulu or something, and maybe I made a bit more money than I would have, the whole reason I'm doing this is to see the feedback and have fun with it and engage with people. So, if I'm able to somehow create that, engagement through those, but honestly, I'm really liking this project. I'm going to keep doing this
Nice.
until otherwise.
Is there? You've spent a lot of time with him. A lot of people haven't. Obviously, he has a reputation online. Was there anything that surprised you about being with him?
I mean, he actually is someone that is deeply concerned about what other people think about him, and to his own detriment. He's actually a very a nice guy. It just gets very anxious, and because he's so concerned about what people think about him, he will try to convince you otherwise. And to the extent that back in 2017, 2018, when there were these little pockets of Reddit, or maybe someone did do a takedown video, he would just spend the whole month hyper fixating on those things. So I think that the amount of visceral anger people have towards Boogie, and then when you actually spend a few hours with him or whatever, he actually is a sweet, nice guy. It's just that when he gets alone and he scrolls Twitter, he just gets, kind of gets in these mindsets of fight back. The other thing he's never really had, even when he was married, he never really had a solid PR manager, business partner, kind of someone that he could bounce those ideas off of and be like, hey, don't put out a video about the Reddit, or don't put out a video clapping back, right? So he would do a lot of things that I think if he had a good kind of PR business manager back then, he'd still be the Boogie that we knew.
Can you give us a glimpse? Are you working on any projects at the moment besides Jimmy Lee, who's obviously been canned?
Yeah. Well, there are some that have started and have some limbo. Getting the feedback I've gotten on this, you kind of realize the quality it needs to be. And sometimes you start a project and it's interesting, but I do have a few that I definitely could see coming out. And I have some other ones that, when I was hitting people up, I'm like, hey, I'm going to put it on my channel. And I had no channel. I had 0 subscribers. So they're like,
true.
Why would we do this? So, and I don't blame them, but now, hey, it's like, hey, here's the proof of what, I can do. And so I could see a lot more, but I do like the biopic stuff, but I definitely want to do more that's, general topics down the road.
Yeah. Is it your focus on YouTubers, or are you kind of looking more broadly?
I would say, to start, I felt obviously on YouTube, it was because I saw these super viral, just voiceover documentaries. I figured, hey, let's start in that pocket. But I'm not like really, I love YouTube, but I'm not, I couldn't see myself making YouTuber documentaries for forever. So, my goal would be to do this, have some fun with it, and see where it goes.
Mike, I heard a rumor that you were filming something with Trisha Paytas.
That certainly is, it's confirmable on YouTube. She's got a video. We did film with Trisha. I know this is close to home for you and maybe some family and some other things. So, I don't want to start any drama.
Not at all.
Yeah, we filmed.
You couldn't possibly.
Yeah, the documentary went on pause. It had a certain angle, and that
what was the angle?
Sort of kind of. Well, I hit her up to kind of just do a general biopic life. I mean, Trisha's an interesting,
definitely,
dynamic.
No doubt.
Yeah, there's no question.
So
about
I'm like,
that.
hey, I was like, and so part of it was, so we filmed for a week, and one of the big pieces she wanted to hit on was this Reddit that was in her defense. It was like 40,000 people that all they did all day, every 10 minutes was speculate on some specific thing about her and how she was parenting.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Really,
I have no idea what that's like.
Yeah, So anyway, we started filming and we were kind of documenting, and then basically in the process of filming, one of the scenes I sort of directed was having her email Reddit and put all the evidence in and email them. The Reddit, though, during the process of filming, got completely obliterated.
Right.
You cannot make a Trisha Reddit. So it was like then
Good.
it kind of came up that I was doing this Boogie thing, and then it wasn't clear whose channel then it was going to go on, and then we came to an agreement. But with everything going on, I'm not sure exactly where the project will fall. Trisha's great. It was great filming with her. It was a genuine experience, but the angle didn't. It sort of stopped. So
I feel like you keep running into some bad luck, like with the Trisha thing. Then the subreddit gets fixed. I mean, obviously that's good for her, but bad for your work. And then Jimmy Lee just absolutely double crossed you. It's a lot of rough goes.
Trisha really didn't do anything wrong. That was kind of a mutual thing that it like whatever. Also for me, I didn't want to put out anything that wasn't like hitting and really good. So like if I'm just going to put out something kind of average, it was like not as interesting. With Jimmy, I think Jimmy has this thing that he thinks, and maybe it's happening with the Bobby Lee thing, he thinks he can like override all other people's processes to just expedite things immedently because he wants to move quick. And it unfortunately didn't really work. I think he was just really excited to get a doc out and had probably somebody else.
Nobody's laughing. I'm gonna button it out.
What? Wait, what?
Just
Why?
we didn't laugh at a joke you made?
Well, I thought maybe I was being too harsh.
I don't even
No.
think it's a joke. I kind of think he thinks that.
Yeah. Well, I'll let people guess about.
It wasn't anything.
But
that bad in
anyway,
my
Mike,
opinion,
I gotta say,
Anyways.
I am a fan. I think you are a super talented dude, and
Yeah.
I really look forward to more projects from you.
Yeah, and this is so fun coming on. I remember, I think it was 2015. I saw the Ty Lopez douche triangle video.
Yes.
And that pulled me into the sphere of H3. And,
Oh, that's nice. Thank you.
You're a legend, and it's so much fun coming.
Thank you. That's nice. We love to hear it. But it just, by the way, it just went up from 1.5 to 1.6. So
Let's go.
I don't know where this video is going to end up view-wise, but I think it's got a lot of momentum. I think it's going to get up there. It's hard to find a good hour-long video that's really high quality to watch on YouTube. So
I have a question for you though. Who do you want outside of Jimmy Lee? Obviously, that would be a great documentary if I made it. Who do you think I should do next? If you could pick anyone or connect with anyone that you want to see, I will get to work.
Oh my God. I have okay. There's this dude. Oh my God. There's so many good options. I'm thinking, first of all, C-Man. He is this extraordinarily bizarre, mysterious, endearing character. He's a gay man that makes.
How do you spell it?
Just C, the letter C, man.
Uh-huh.
He makes gay, homosexual pornography, specifically focused on feet. And we found him because we got a random fucking ad on YouTube. It was a video of his bare feet pushing on a pedal while driving. And the ad was, do you want to be a model in my foot? In my foot movies.
And to be clear, it's specifically bare feet driving. Not just like general foot porn, but like it has to be people like guys in cars driving around.
Pedal pumping.
Pedal pumping,
So
right.
it's called Barefoot Brothers Drive.
Barefoot Brothers Drive. Yeah.
And so we got a hold of him after seeing this ad. And there's this whole world of Seaman that is stunning. I think I would die to watch a documentary.
He's called into the show a number of times, Mike. That would probably be a good place to start because I don't think that's probably the only place to start really with his sort of public appearances.
Yeah, I'm Googling. I'm trying to find.
No.
I'm trying to find
He's
Seaman.
so underground. He's so underground. Everyone in the audience knows exactly what I'm saying because he is kind of a prolific H3 character now. But Nobody know. Oh, Shoe Nice would be a crazy one too.
Oh wow.
He commented on the trailer. I think Vice did something with him back in 2015. There might be a whole new arc.
I saw the Vice one, but I
to
don't.
him.
I think there's so much more to do.
Right. So much more to cover with him. Yeah.
Although he's a little,
Yeah.
I would be a little, I would be a tiny bit afraid for your safety. Not like fully, but like he is somewhat unpredictable.
He's sort of our
Yeah.
Joker in a way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Seaman wouldn't
Yeah.
hurt you. He might come on your feet, but he wouldn't hurt you.
Oh, it'll come on my feet. That's
He'll definitely try, I think, from what I understand about him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. If you want, I can send you some timestamps of our convos with him, and I can put you in touch. Seaman,
Yeah, that'd be great.
Shirtless Eddie would be a really interesting one as well.
Mm-hmm.
Shirtless Eddie.
Hunger
Oh,
FF.
I've seen that guy on. Yeah, I've seen that guy.
Shirtless Eddie's interesting character. I think
Because
Seaman.
part of my original outreach was sort of your, I don't want to call him whack pack, but sort of your
Our
sphere.
Yeah, we'll get sued if you call it that.
No, I don't like that
Oh,
because
yeah.
here's
No,
what
no.
I don't like the comparison. I'm not saying anything. I want to make it clear though, because the whack pack's a Howard Stern thing, and I feel like the people that he brings on like that, he's way more, I want to say, judgmental and rude to. I hope that we have more of a mutual respect and somewhat of a genuine interest in these people, not so much just like you know what I mean. They're more like they're just orbiters. They're H3 orbiters.
Right.
Who did you reach out to?
I had hit up. So there was Jimmy Lee, and he got back quick, and
Yeah.
he's on it. So that I was. I hit up White Claw Gabe.
Good.
You know, just like
Oh.
what is going on? What is this? Right? Who is it? I tried to find the Joe Biden. What is this? What does he do? Like Joe Biden. He
Wally
just does
P.
those crazy
Wow. He
TikToks.
is so hard to find.
Yeah.
He would be fantastic, but
I was trying to find, because I know you did a show with him, and there was like some kid that seemed to kind of be his
He's in
manager.
jail now.
And, you know,
the kid is in
oh,
jail.
he's in jail.
Yeah.
That's never.
Yeah, so we kind of lost.
He may
lost our
have
point of
embezzled the
contact.
money we raised for him as well. I'm not
Maybe.
totally sure.
I don't think so because I have seen pictures of
He wound up with the
Wally
car.
in a car.
Yeah.
So I think
Okay.
he got a car at
Yeah.
least.
No, I don't think. I don't think he went to jail for anything Wally related. I think it was unrelated
Okay, that's
crimes
good.
that he had committed.
People are saying
Yeah.
Fousey
So
too.
I hit them up. You know it. Yeah. So
Yeah, I mean, listen, I'll be happy to put you in touch with anyone I can that you'd be interested in. Patrice Wilson, holy shit, that'd be nuts.
oh yeah, that would be good. I would do that.
You could
know,
probably
we
get a
could do
hold of
that.
him. He seems like someone that's trying to get the word out about this
Himself.
project.
I have so the one I had the biggest one I was going to be able to try to get before the channel was started was Steve-O. And we were talking, and it was like this big thing of whose channel is going on. So I followed up with them today. I'm like, hey, my new doc got
Yeah.
1.5 million views. So Steve-O, I'm ready to do it. He's got a really cool, I think, angle that we would come out with. So
That's true, you know.
you know.
I'll put in a good word too. I'll text him and tell him that you're a good guy, and I think you guys make a good documentary.
Well, I appreciate that, and I will credit you as associate producer.
Executive. Executive. Here, I'll text him right now. Because I'm really bad at remembering to do shit. Yo, putting in a good word for Mike Clum.
Yeah, dude.
Super
I'm
talented.
not trying to be that guy. It is Clum. With,
Oh, Clum.
Clum.
Clum. It's all good.
You're not that
you know?
guy. Listen. That's your name.
You're not that guy.
pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
It's Mike Clum. Super talented
Mike.
documentarian.
The mic.
He mentioned wanting to do a doc with you. Just wanted to put in a good word. And that will be executive producer credits.
That's how it's done, baby. That's Hollywood. That's a little peek behind the scenes y'all got.
That'd be cool. I don't know if there's ever been a proper Steve-O documentary. Maybe, I don't know.
And there's a really cool angle that we had talked about, and I think it would do really well. And he wanted to put it on YouTube too. It's just, I get it. I had 0 subscribers. I'm sure people get emails all the time, but I really believed that I could do it, and I hope the Boogie is a good testament to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. I mean, wow. Really cool.